Hey guys, this is Steven.
And this is Zach.
And we're with Team Covenant. We're here watching our Covenant Store Winter League finale here. We're going to a match 2, and that's where we are now. Ben Ruggles on the left just lost the first match to Chris O'Neill on the right, taking them to a second match because Ben was undefeated in this double elimination tournament. And we're going to get right into it here. Ben playing HB. If you've watched the first match, which you should, you've seen these decks in action. Looks like an install, gain a credit for Ben's first turn, and then coming back over to Chris. We had some card drawing, some playing of Katie, and some loading of Katie. First action for Chris is to run RD, and it wasn't rezzed. Saw something. Second is running that remote. Does he trash it on us? Does he wait for the res? My brain says wait, but you're already spending an action there, so you're invested. And that makes it a very difficult calculation. He's going to go ahead and pay 3 for it.
Do you think having Katie out affects the decision to go ahead and trash that? Because you know you've got economy
Probably, yeah, probably does. 3 on Katie and then 1 credit. Ben draws into the toll booth there. First action is draw. Ben hitting another agenda there. Second is going to be a hedge fund. And then I think, did you just gain a credit or something there?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, back to Chris. Running R&D. Hits the roto turret. Second, he gets the Armitage out.
Money.
3 on Katie and 2 from Armitage. So all money turn. More agendas in Ben's hand there.
That's crazy. He has that celebrity gift he's sitting on. I'm sure he doesn't want to reveal that he has a whole bunch of agendas in hand.
Well, with a Bastion out, you've got to think Corroder is probably being looked for, if not already in hand, over there on Chris's end. And Ben installs and gains some cash. Chris taking 4 credits from Armitage. Trashing Eve on the third run there. And he feels like he's maybe learned from the first game.
Yeah, I was going to say, we saw in the first game where Ben really got some drip economy coming in and just clickless economy. And ended up winning because of just his money advantage. But he's got Celebrity Gift here revealing 3
Celebrity
agendas.
Gift with 3 agendas.
Wow.
Look at that hand. Bioroid efficiency.
That is something. So he's really putting the pressure on Chris here to be able to get into the hand.
Yeah. Unless he's going to install in that remote. And that could be a red herring there. Although we know that the only installable card he had, right, was an agenda.
Didn't he have the...
I can't remember already. Was the Arcology there?
I don't know. I think the Arcology was there. Even if it's not, though, running into that, not knowing what that ice is.
First is Rook. Second on the remote. Third, going to run that remote.
Oh,
and
wow.
paying 11 for the toll booth.
What do you think of that? You res there? I mean, assuming it's a 2-point agenda, you have to,
we'll
right?
see what's behind there. Yep, it was.
Let's see if he triggers. He's triggering. Oh, my word.
Well, you got 3 agendas in hand. You've got 2. Oh, and he hits 2 agendas.
Wow. Okay, so he's not protecting archives here. He's trying to throw a decoy out.
He's trying to throw a decoy and not going to get him.
Oh, wow.
There's 3 points. Easy. You didn't want to waste Heimdall on archives. Obviously playing a bit more of a long game. I feel like if Chris can start getting in the hand here, this could be a very short one. Chris draws a card. And more money on Katie.
How do you feel about that decision to put the ice in front of the deck instead?
I don't know. I think with Jackson being in the game, players are going to run archives at some point anyway. Most of the time they do. I feel like it gives them a little more ability to trigger accelerated beta tests in the future and not worry so much about archives giving it up. So I think Heimdall over there would be okay. Obviously, if it works, it's a brilliant play. If it doesn't work, you lost 3 points. So
yeah, and that's definitely not the game by any means. So it's not too scary. But
I think 4 points is definitely your ice in that archives. Either way, first click, he can get in and take a brain damage to see it. I don't know if he would have. And still not able to get through that barrier. I'm sure Chris is wanting to get in the HQ here. And 3 times scoring it up.
Nice.
Just chaining them out. saying I can get in there.
It's really interesting because he's going to need to get through that code gate to be able to not let Ben keep scoring points.
Yep.
But then on the other hand, if he's digging for a barrier breaker to get in the hand or to get past the roto turret, you can't really do all the above. You have a nice spread of ice types here.
Second is Deep Red. It's a hard one to install sometimes. It doesn't really have an immediate benefit until you start really chaining out those Kaises.
I mean, if you're planning on playing a Kaisa this turn,
That turn, yeah.
it's a benefit, but it's interesting for sure. It's no Desperado.
And if you need the MU, it's another thing.
That's true.
But none of those things are true for Chris right now. He's just going to take some money. Looks like Ben just drew another agenda. First action install, and then he's gaining 2. Just doing that to get the ability of HB, I'm sure. And I've got to wonder, at this point, if you'd rather have that Heimdall over there. Heimdall's really not great against Archives on the Archive server, because if you want to see an Archives to try to win the game, you're just going to pay 2 clicks and take the brain damage.
Absolutely.
Clone Chip comes out.
I think we saw Jackson Howard there. That's gonna be nice.
A lot of cards here that Chris is building with, but you can't really utilize yet. Has nothing really in the archive or in the trash to do much with the Clone Chip. Just try not to discard down to 5 at the end of the turn is what it looks like to me.
Taking from Katie.
And
He's
look
got
at
money.
Katie.
I think we're about to see the real game start.
Jog's Rook coming next. There it is. Bishop, I mean.
So -2, he's going to be able to get past that toll booth for free. Gotta pay the
3, and then
Oh,
he's
nice.
going to use Jacko. And he's going to get Hedge Fund, Adonis, and Celebrity Gift, so getting the money back.
Absolutely. And making that deck a little bigger so the agendas are harder to get to.
Chris got a data sucker with 1 token.
The intensity at which these guys play is pretty
Very
intense.
fast.
They're just
Yeah.
moving fast. Looks like we got hedge fund there. That's
There's
good
a
for
hedge
Ben.
fund. Yep.
Getting him some money.
Install evens out, and then restructure.
Wow.
And we're back in the money.
A corp with money is a terrifying thing.
It's hard to not have a corp with money these days. There's too many good cards that have come down. Every faction now has a native money card, also restructure and hedge fund. Those alone, not even considering the random click lists and drip style economy cards available.
Absolutely. Looks like Director Haas there. That could be interesting. That's the one of agenda, right?
It is indeed. And a bold move.
He's going for it.
I don't really like that. I think Chris can easily get in there for a brain damage. He's just got to decide if it's worth it to him. Brain damage and 3 credits to go see that remote.
Well, I mean, the thing about that is, though, it's a 1-point agenda. So if Chris does score it, it's really not the end of the world. But if Ben can score it, has a game-changing ability.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do it first round of every tournament.
We'll see if he does it.
You do melee and then 2 jousts. They have so at Worlds there's a joust.
All right,
Drawing,
Chris is
so
drawing.
I think that's a...
Potential sign that he's going to take the brain.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really be afraid to take brain damage, but you also don't want to waste it. If it's now, and it's for maybe that's a Jackson Howard again. Like, is that really worth the risk?
Good to see you, man.
The pet project comes in, so he gets it.
What does she do?
Could have scored it, could have got in there, and he gets to install something. Up to 3 cards from HQ and/or archives.
Yeah.
And or R&D, and archives, into another remote server.
So he's just going to
Fantastic.
get some economy going there.
That's nice. That really is nice. I don't know. It's an interesting play whether or not Chris takes that chance, pays the money, and takes the brain damage to get in there.
You can only run one of them.
Because obviously if that was a 2-point agenda, this could be a pretty over game.
Yeah.
Even now, though, I mean, I'm sure if Ben finds
Where are you?
The card, or you get an extra. You get to pay for it to get an extra.
Yeah,
card.
Arcology or even Biotic. Biotic waiver.
Biotic. Yeah, if he draws a Biotic with an agenda, he's pretty much got the game.
It's
here.
looking very good for him. Definitely looking good for him.
Looks like we have a celebrity gift, Adonis.
And Chris maybe like consciously making the decision to not really show the Heimdall how easy it is to get in that remote. Maybe Ben gets overconfident here, throws something down there in the remote, and all of a sudden Chris is in
scoops
for
it
brain
up,
damage
yeah.
in 3. Again, doing a lot of work with very little. Really would like to see Corroder here. Boy, R&D has just been off limits the whole time.
Yeah, he
Chris
protected
finds
it pretty strong early.
Chris finds himself in a very tight spot, really.
He doesn't really draw any icebreakers.
Doesn't have a way into a lot of servers and doesn't have a reason to be there. Not a lot of multi-access or anything like that. Tons of money, though. Armitage, Katie, Liberated. And Crescentus
All right.
could de-res that toll booth. I like leaving a toll booth up. I guess you may as well de-res it if you've got it, but...
I mean, if you de-res it, though, are they really going to res it?
Yeah.
When you have Yogg out?
It's really not doing it. It's a three credit card at this point.
Let's see what this is. Oh, hey. I didn't know what order we were.
Scored a beta test.
He installed 3 cards off camera. There was a beta test and Adonis and another Eve campaign, I believe.
Wow, so he runs them all. So played the horizontal game and lost.
Lost the horizontal.
I
game.
think Ben had absolutely no reason to take that chance.
I mean, he could have installed 2 out of the big server and 1 in the big server, and that's the agenda. And you just
Or just not. I mean, he can wait for Biotic all day right now. There's no pressure on his hand.
yeah.
Not even really pressure on archives here.
Yeah, just digging for quality. He's getting Eve and Adonis here. A lot of money coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I just
That's
dig.
curious play.
Dig in for Biotic, hold the accelerated beta test in hand, and play for game.
It's a curious play, too, because, this game, assuming Ben wins it still, giving Chris points is going to make it tougher to win the match on the other side of the coin.
Wanting to pull it off in style, I imagine. There's the
quality.
Biotic.
Yeah.
Could have had the game right there. We say that a lot when Ben plays, don't we?
5 minutes.
He drew into another Biotic, which is curious.
And he's got money forever.
Yeah. So at this point,
Just got to draw an agenda here.
I mean, Chris is at how many points here?
2, 4 at least. There's Nerve Agent. Here comes Corroder. Oh, Knight, just as good.
Anyway, China.
2 points either spread.
So Ben, I think, has at least 1 2-pointer in hand here, and he's hitting the hand. Does he get it? No.
He does not, and he's got one more. He's going to access 2, I imagine. He's
What
got,
a moment. He's
got
getting 2
try.
cards. Celebrity gift? Nothing.
Nothing.
Wow. I think
And
that's going to be the game.
Did Ben have one there?
Ben, I think Ben does have one. He's got a 2-pointer in hand, and he drew another one.
Yep, there it is.
Wow.
Oh, man. Boy, Chris gave himself another chance there.
He really did.
Well done.
The odds there were not bad for him to get that, but alas, Ben gets it 7-5. So going to game 2.
This
and
looks very familiar.
It looks very, very familiar.
So Chris is going to have to win, and Ben's going to need to score more than 5 points to take the whole thing. But if he only scores 5, it's game 3. Scores less than 5, he's going to lose that game. So
On to game 2.
on to game 2, guys. Come on with us. And